National security is expected to be a major topic at tonight's CBS News Democratic presidential debate in Des Moines, Iowa, after the deadly terror attacks in Paris.
CBS will broadcast the debate. Major Garrett's in Des Moines with a look ahead. Major, good morning.
Good morning.
CBS's
topic. Oh,
sorry, Major, go ahead.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, Major, go ahead.
The topic of national security was always going to be part of this debate. The candidates knew it. Our CBS team preparing questions knew it. What's different now is the script has been flipped, and national security and what to do about the terrorist threat to our allies and here at home will now be first up. And for the candidates, it presents both an opportunity and a challenge. The challenge is to inject new ideas and a new sense of seriousness and focus about a topic that changes as we go through each and every terrorist strike. And this one in Paris will also, I believe, cast a pall psychologically, atmospherically over this entire proceeding. The enormity of the carnage, the atrocities that we are now beginning to learn more about will change the mood of this debate, take out some of the feistiness of it. And on the opportunity side, for candidates like Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley, they may be able to inject into the conversation a fresh idea or a fresh thought. Hillary Clinton will go into this debate the assumed leader on national security. After all, she's a former Secretary of State. But the script has been flipped by events in Paris, and that will be among the first things our viewers will notice when this debate starts tonight.
Major, throughout the course of the morning, we've been talking to our experts like Mike Morrell and John Miller. And one of the things that we've consistently heard is that this is a turning point. In terms of this war, it's a turning point, in particular because it was carried out on such accessible event venues. Do you think that that makes these candidates rethink all of their strategy instead of the contentiousness you mentioned to think this isn't the format for it?
Certainly this is not going to be the format for some of the contentiousness that might have been there otherwise. And when I talked about the need to inject fresh thought into this, that picks up entirely on the point you just made, Vanita, which is this. This strike, according to all the terrorism experts who are sifting through it now, is of a different kind. It's of a different kind in development, and it's of a different kind in execution. It is just as terroristic, and it's very broad in scope and alarming in that sense. But it's going to require fresh ideas, and I would suggest bipartisan ideas on how to summon the strength of this country, summon its imagination, summon its material wealth, its military might, to confront this challenge, because it is now unequivocally clear this challenge is not going away, that Iraq and Afghanistan are not the beginning and the end of the so-called war on terror. It has many dimensions, and this country will approach it with some degree of trepidation, but has to approach it, and some of the ideas that might be injected that are new into this conversation might crop up tonight.
Major, yesterday Bernie Sanders' advisors said he was preparing a line of attacks against Hillary Clinton on a range of issues, but that he would wait to be asked. Do you think that strategy is likely to change now?
I think that strategy will still exist, because obviously there will be other topics to discuss. There'll be a good focus and a necessary focus on domestic policy. And Bernie Sanders, without necessarily trying to attack Hillary Clinton, always went into this debate wanting to make a central point, that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, which tends to be the larger voting populace in caucuses and primaries, likes his message. And what he would like to convey is that he's always had that message. It's not new to him. Some of the positions that Hillary Clinton has recently taken are new. And what Bernie Sanders would like to say is, if you'd like to vote for someone, or you'd like to feel comfortable with someone who's always held the positions you now have, I'm your candidate. That's a more subtle message, and I think it will probably be a little bit more subtle tonight than he originally planned, but I think that's the Bernie Sanders strategy.
Given your knowledge of both the candidates and really how viewers immediately respond, what do you think these candidates need to show in order for people to really say the polls might change, Hillary Clinton maybe not in the commanding lead?
Well, if we accept the premise that this is a moment that our country will look across the Atlantic and see our friends, the French, dealing with this act of horror, they may ask of these candidates to be more serious and more sober about this topic. And if they bring something across like that, that could be resonant.
All right, Major, we'll be right back. Again, Major Garrett in Des Moines, Iowa. Thank you so much.